DCI Banks, which I think I did watch, but I will go over to Gary as he did a nice little review on the website.
Thank you very much. Second full series, third part of the DCI Banks, still based on the novels by Peter Robinson. I think the good thing about this series that I think they picked up on is they have gone for much more character progression.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, they've kind of started to make Banks not the focus of the show.
Yeah, I found that as well. I watched that first episode.
And I don't know whether that will change. I haven't read this book. I spoke to my uncle who has read this book, and he does confirm that in later books, DCI Banks is more surrounded by a supporting cast, but it doesn't quite take the focus off in the same way that the TV show has. But I think that the reintroduction of the woman he fancies,
who you must know the name of, having read the book.
No.
Annie,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not your daddy. And the other one who,
Helen.
That'd be her, yeah. Thank you very much.
Mrs. Martin.
Mrs. Martin.
Yeah.
They're both very good, and they can actually carry this show a little bit if they want to take the focus off Banks. But they've shown the first of a two-parts episode. They've got two more two-parters to show.
Yeah. What I think they've done well here is, if you're a fan of the books, which a lot of people are, they do really well.
Oh, yeah.
Helen, as Stephen Tompkinson confirmed to me a few weeks back, Helen's not a part of the book, and they have cleverly integrated her into the story.
They brought her in because of Annie Cabot's pregnancy, or the woman's actress.
In real life, yeah, and real life pregnancy.
And of course, they brought that in. The pregnancy's not in the books either.
I know that Matt is probably going to mention this, but I wanted to talk about the speed of the way DCI Banks moved. At no point was I bored. At no point was I confused. I felt like I was along for the ride, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would definitely agree that it is one of the. I think pace is one of the things that sets it aside from certainly the next show we're going to talk about. And yeah, the performance, all three performances, I think were very good. I mean, I've only watched the first one. I am going to try and catch up and watch the concluding part of that first episode. And I even thought, like, Christine Bottomley, who they brought in to play the mum,
she was brilliant. She was brilliant in this.
I was a little bit wary in the first episode, but I think in the second episode she really began to shine. So,
and I'd say Caroline Katz is excellent in it as well, and I think
Caroline Katz is brilliant because she's completely unrecognisable from the previous, from the roles that she's known for in Doc Martin and things.
Very, very versatile, and the tension between the two characters is very good, and it's brewing. It's not.
Yeah, I like how they
that argument almost over who is the DCI with Banks is almost coming, or the DS with Banks is coming.
And I know. Well, Helen is a higher ranking officer, is she not? Than
no, I think they're the same.
I think they're the same because they brought her in to replace.
I thought
Caroline Katz's character was brought in,
but she's a DI, isn't she? And
I think they're both
a DI.
the same.
The other one's a DS.
All right,
I'm not sure.
They're vying for the same spot. Let's put it that way.
And also, I can confirm, having spoken to Stephen, that this is going to be good when I remember it. Is that the next two episodes will see Banks' daughter appear, and the series will focus on the fact that all three of them are parents. So you've got Caroline Katz's character already struggling with a wayward son, Annie's a new mother, and Banks is reunited with a daughter he doesn't really know. So they got, what I thought was good about it, you said about character progression, was the fact that there was backstory that didn't feel like it overlapped too much on the crime story, but it was just there so that you felt you weren't barraged with crime all the time.
I think what was good was the first episode, the first double header was about a missing child, and you talk about the fact that both the female characters had children. Banks, obviously, we know has a daughter and is coming back into the show, so it kind of hit that nerve, particularly for Caroline Katz's character, who had children of a similar age. That, as you say, that they wove that into the story, but yet still managed to keep it well focused on the actual crime they were dealing with.
Yeah, brilliant.